Don't fucking bother.
Oh, well, I don't know if Christ was invented so they could tax people. Don't forget, he rebelled. If you're going to use Christ as an example for tax, he went in the church and threw over the tables of the money changers, which was the tax of those times.
How do you know that? It's hearsay. How do you know? All history is hearsay.
But look at how the system itself that everybody's fighting actually holds that to be very important information. So important, they put it all over their stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? We've seen them from the point of view only of the enemy. But if you see them from the point of view, actually, some of their beliefs, some of their causes would be our cause if we could see it for what it is.
They believe in something that I don't believe in.
Right.
And not only do they believe in something that I don't believe in, but they're forcing me to live by something that I don't believe in, which is it's just it goes against the grain at every second of my life. But I have to get on with it because that's life.
Well, ask yourself this, because when we started to question certain things and ask, is it voluntary? Is it requirement? Is it unlawful? And we got the answers that we got and showed, actually, no. The things that you're hearing are true and are correct. However, everybody else...
Hang on a minute, what did you just say?
The things we've studied, and learnt about different laws, by questioning it, by asking a question and found out, actually, yes, you are correct. It is what people have been told is an exaggeration, a myth, a hyperbole, an exaggeration, whatever.
Give me an example, because I still don't.
Common law right to travel versus having a driving licence and having to pay for insurance all the time. Okay?
What about it?
Well, some people have had to pay fines and go to jail for such a thing. Other people have challenged that and found out, actually, no, in the law, you do have the common law right to travel. From that point of view, they're going to win. However, if you're going to then still do that but be irresponsible while travelling and kill people, that's why they brought in that other thing, isn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about. You lost me.
For the real power within the common law is when it agrees with all facets of your situation that you're talking about, you're more likely to get a win-win, an agreement.
Oh, the win-win thing, right.
Yeah, because win-wins are the way to go. Everybody wins. They win, you win.
Right. So what you're saying is that, okay, so
define what winning is, because winning is sometimes losing.
Right, okay.
And you could be
to my mind, at the moment, the way that I've been seeing things is, to be honest, is that, the laws are written in a certain way to give the appearance that they have good reason for being there, like morals and ethics, and
that would kind of justify it.
Hear me out. So you got morals and ethics, you've got the Bible, okay, and all of that shit, and the Ten Commandments and all of that shit, which obviously,
Are they?
Does it take a fucking genius to work out that you shouldn't kill somebody? Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure many atheists would agree with you.
Is that genius?
And therefore they're agreeing with that, aren't they?
No, anybody, with any right-thinking person, unless they were actually wanting to go out and kill someone because someone had fucking pissed them off, right, and they were feeling that emotion where that's what they wanted to do, then...
But you see, you said it yourself, the emotion that made them want to kill somebody. Because what is it that drives us? The driving force behind decision making is not always a mental problem solving thing. Logic. Because logic would show you go to jail if you're doing that. So do you logically want to go to jail? Do you logically want all of those consequences? Some people just, they hear the law and they're emotional about it. And therefore they just respond. But did you take time to think about it? Did your logic come into it? Everyone hates the architect in the Matrix. He created the Matrix. How dare he control human beings? We don't need controlling. Don't we? When you're two, could you just do what you wanted? And that's really what it is. They are daddy state, mummy state, nanny state, looking after babies. And when you declare that, actually, I know what all this means. I know free man. I know all of that. I'm a sovereign and all of that. You're basically trying to say, I'm growing up now. And therefore, I'm going to take on my duties myself. And therefore you don't automatically assume anything that I have done. Do you know what I mean?
No. You try and make a point about that, and then it turns out you're making a point about something else, and you don't make the point about the thing you're talking about.
Well, someone.
And that unfortunately throws me a bit because you never seem to get to the point. And what is the point?
Well, I can't define every human life because we're all different.
No, you can't.
But the morals and ethics, love is the law. If I say love is the law, I hope everyone knows what I mean. Because I believe that's the answer. But I only believe that's the answer because I fully understand what I mean by that.
Love is the answer to what?
To all human problems. If we put a bit of love in there, if we love someone, we can forgive them. You know, we can help them, we can see that they're in problems and they didn't really mean to do that. And of course, some people, they go too far and you told them a million times and then they end up killing someone in cold blood.
To love them, say, well, you got off on one again, you know what I mean? You're speculating about things that
Until human character is of such a level that we self-correct.
What if someone doesn't know how to love himself? What if someone...
Well, they'll find it hard to love others.
What if someone finds it impossible to love themselves because they don't know what that is?
I don't think there's such a word as...
They don't even see it as being important.
I'm possible. I am possible. So it's possible to change. What makes it seem impossible is stubborn refusal, down to the ego, to say, I could be wrong here. That's all it is. Stubborn refusal to say I could be wrong. Once you do that, you're a bit more open-minded. Even if you don't straight away believe something told to you, which is good. You know, you're now going to hear it and you're going to investigate it open-mindedly. Those that are not open-minded won't say they could be wrong. Every day I could be wrong. And that's why I'm willing to accept a compromise. That's why I'm willing to form an agreement with people, you know. Even if it starts off as an argument, we've got two contrary points of view. Let's work this together so that everybody's happy. Because we haven't got forever. We haven't got 20 years to go to court and fight every little wrong. You know? And life, it shouldn't be lived like that, and it's not about that. If it's about that, then really you're doing the courts a favour, aren't you? Because you're giving them work.
I just think you've got a beanie bonnet because Anna Rose got more likes than you.
No. It was a concern from the point of view, this is my fellow brother and sister, and if only they could see what I see. Do you know? Because really, don't argue, mate. The time you're arguing, you could solve that. People don't hold grudges forever. They're not angry forever. They're only angry in that moment.
People will hold grudges against other people if they think they're patronising them. Do you know what I mean? That's the sort of thing that gets people's backs up.
Which is why you don't get involved in people's arguments, because it can be perceived as that. Until they're in a rational state of mind.
But what is patronage though?
Patronising is again, it's over-exaggerating the achievements, which probably haven't even happened, however, would be embarrassing if it was found out that the person had done the opposite, which you're saying it for that reason. You're saying, oh, didn't you do a good job tidying the room and they've not moved? They've not, everything in the room is disgusting and messed up. Yeah, that's patronising, you know, to a certain extent. Or to another extent, you know, maybe they've done a little bit of work and you over-exaggerate that. It can be seen as patronising. It's false glorification, isn't it, of something that is totally undeserved, you know, to the point of ridiculing them. Yeah?
That's not patronising.
Okay, you get your dictionary out, let's do it. Let's get these urban myths out the way. Because nobody knows what anything means anymore. Me included.
Well, this is the nice Collins dictionary.
Yeah. We'll go there first.
Collins Bank of English.
It'll mean something different in a legal dictionary.
Patronising.
I'm sure it means subscribing or giving some money when you make someone a patron, you know, paying patron.
Shop where fancy pastries are sold. Oh, that's a patisserie. patronise. To treat in a condescending way.
Yeah.
What it says.
That's what I say.
So
So
what's condescending then?
it's ridiculing them. Condescending. Yeah. With dissent. Con meaning with.
So why would someone condescend? You know,
Because they're not
condescend
really,
to
they're
talk
not
to you
truly
like that?
happy. Another way is sarcasm. Sarcasm could be used within patronising somebody.
So
meaning to say.
Condensation, anything. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. What did I say?
Condemning. Condemnation.
Condescending. To behave patronisingly to
You see, words just describe the word. If you don't know the emotion that goes with it.
Patronisingly towards one's supposed inferiors. Right, so it's a supposed inferiors thing, so it's presuming an inferiority or
Yeah,
or
so you're
superiority.
making yourself
So-
superior.
So, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, isn't that what you're doing by saying all this?
Yeah, you could look at that. But again, if someone was saying this about me, I've not mentioned the guy's name. I don't know who he is. But we all do it, and since we all do it, he himself could take this. If he wants to be wise from it, he could take this as the myth. We're talking about those two invented people. They didn't really exist. However, they did exist. You know what I mean? That's why I say, you know, the miracles of Christ are simple if you accept that a man can live and provide miracles. Yeah? But people exaggerate. Chicken soup, man, or fish soup is a miracle to those with no food or those with very little food. It's just apply logic and stop being so, you know, over emotional. Like everything, when you say the word Christ, it's an emotion everybody feels.
Well, I will if
They're not logical.
If you stop being condescending, I will.
I'm not saying it to you. You know, your personal belief is your personal.
I'm flagging it up.
That's fine. It has to be done, I suppose, to have a genuine, open conversation about it. And when I say atheist, I've not got anything against atheists. I just know that a lot of people who call themselves atheists would probably agree with a lot of things Christ said.
No, but when you say that, it's like.
But they just don't believe he's real. So if you want to say I'm an atheist, you could say I'm an atheist. However,
I'm talking about everyone that I want to talk about. You have
I still don't know whether Christ was a real man or not and exaggerated upon. But I know a book was written and I know the myth exists and I know I've learnt a lot from that myth. So real or not, the power is in the myth. The message is more important than the messenger.
Look, let me ask you this question then. Does any of it really fucking matter until you're actually in the moment and you make the fucking right decision?
Yeah, because that's trading. That's like, if you don't do Kung Fu and then the day you need to do Kung Fu, you try and do some Kung Fu, you're going to look stupid. You're going to bust your own head.
Yeah, but what if the thing was actually...
You train every day.
But what if the right thing to do was not to do anything at all? Because Kung Fu actually teaches you...
Not to do anything, sometimes. Yeah. Well, if it's a true discipline, and I say discipline, then it will always start with self-control. And self-control is really what that guy was lacking when his missus said, blah, blah, blah. He lacked the self-control to not respond, to realise that's just a word.
Alright, well let me ask you another question then. You know, if you didn't exercise self-control, you know, like you just said, there was an example where some guy fucking stabbed his girlfriend to death.
Yeah, no self-control.
Well, he didn't. This guy didn't stab the girl to death, so obviously...
There's a certain amount of
there
self-control.
must have been some self-control there, if that's what he might have...
But again...
He might have felt just as angry as the guy who stabbed that fucking woman to death. But, in spite of that, he didn't fucking kill his girlfriend because...
Well, but mainly because we're there, but how do we know what would happen when we're not there?